Just in preparation for January 31st against Shakur Stevenson.
He was born for this. He's God-gifted. We're implementing a lot of different things for this camp. You got to do things in there that people have never seen.
Every day is a different type of segment of working out. Earlier today, I had a little bit of strength and conditioning, and then swimming, exercising and expanding those lungs. And then we finish off late night. We come here and do 18 ounces of gloves, an hour or as long as I can of training without no break. Just trying to see how much more I could push.
He's the best whenever he's in good condition.
I'm not on the level that I think I am and I say I am, so I made this fight for that reason. That was my competitive edge kind of kicked in when I wanted to make this fight.
Landon, work on your pace.
Shakur's always been on the top level. All these guys have been looking up, so, you know, it's about time that they really find out where their place is, you know. They weren't looking up for nothing. January 31st and whatever fight after that, you know, I really think, you know, he's at the turning point of his.
Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez continue to grind deep inside their intense training camps as fight day rapidly approaches, with both fighters sharpening their skills, tightening their focus, strengthening their mindset, and fueling their hunger, preparing relentlessly and with purpose for a defining clash that could shape their careers and legacy inside the ring.
Previous camps, I'm actually having more meals in between rather than before.
I've been with him ever since he started boxing, which was at 6. I really knew that he was really good when he started beating professional fighters at 13, 14 years old.
Between me and Shakur, when we were on the top rank, because we were the next rising stars, we sparred. We did only 3 rounds back in Miami in 2016. I was getting the best out of him. You should have seen afterwards. Why do you think he said stop? He said stop recording. Come on, dog.
Considered by many as the pound-for-pound king, Lomachenko!
I want him to chase Loma because I knew that if we missed that opportunity, we would have never.
Teofimo Lopez has issued a clear warning to Shakur Stevenson, making it known that when fight night arrives, he intends to fully showcase his power, refined skill set, and unbreakable determination inside the ring, signaling that the bout will be a true test of will, ability, and readiness where nothing will be held back and every ounce of preparation will be put on display.
31st, you'll find out. Today is chest, triceps, a little bit of shadow boxing with some weights, keep the ligaments and everything loose. A little bit of forearms to finish it off. Nothing too intense like others. We don't need that. Later today, we're gonna go boxing, but prior to that, we're gonna go recover.
Teofimo Lopez is relentlessly honing his speed, precision, and timing through intense pad work inside training camp, meticulously sharpening every strike with purpose and focus, repeating combinations, refining accuracy, and syncing movement with rhythm, so that each punch flows cleanly, lands sharply, and reflects the discipline, control, and calculated aggression he plans to unleash when it matters most on fight night.
Right now, we're boxing. Yep. Original, classic, reason why we're here type of boxing.
Every day is a learning experience. So when he's in there, he's just focused, you know? And when I see him focus, every time I know that he has somebody, I always tell him, you already figured him out. You know, that's like letting him know, have fun. From now on, just have fun. Back out. Double jab.
Lopez is completely determined, deeply focused, and mentally locked in, having fully made up his mind to win this fight, carrying a clear sense of purpose into every training session, every round of preparation, and every strategic adjustment, showing unwavering belief in his ability, confidence in his game plan, and a refusal to be distracted or swayed as he commits himself entirely to emerging victorious when the moment finally arrives.
Things that I have to work on within myself, it's a muscle. And it's a muscle memory that you have to create now. If you don't create now, it can harm you the day of. I never understood it, man. No matter how much I said I achieved that, he's always gotta beat Shakur. They'll say he went up weight class, he wasn't in his weight class. when I flatline him and they say, oh, he had the best defense, that's just how it's going to be. You got to be okay with that.
Teofimo Lopez says that Shakur Stevenson is stepping up with the clear intention of proving a point, but he insists that he's fully prepared to show the world who is truly the better fighter, confident in his skills, experience, and mindset, and ready to demonstrate inside the ring that his preparation, belief, and competitive edge will separate him when it matters most on fight night.
He beat me, and I make it look pretty. You can do all this, all this, all this. Bro, you try to step this way, go night-night. Going night-night. What's going to happen then when I beat Shakur? What you all going to say then? You know what I mean? I believe in me. I believe in me before anybody else believed in me. Shakur is stepping up because he got nobody else to go after. He's stepping up to try to prove a point. You know, his big bro, a.k.a. Terrence Bud Crawford, you know, put a huge upset and made a historical moment in time. I think those things like that make Shakur want to step up the plate, step up to the challenge, and face Teofimo. Who is I? I mean, we were stablemates, me and Shakur, top rank. He talks about this and that and about I was jealous of him. No, I'm not. You were a 2016 USA Silver.
Shakur wants to fight Teofimo Lopez specifically because of his impressive resume and major accomplishments at the highest level of the sport, viewing him as the kind of proven, elite opponent who truly validates greatness. And by taking on this challenge, Shakur aims to silence lingering doubts in people's minds, answer critics directly, and make a clear statement by defeating someone whose achievements, experience, and reputation demand respect, proving through performance that he belongs among the very best fighters of his era.
Fight happened because I know Teo is one of the guys at 140. He got a big resume, big accomplishments. And I know there's going to be some doubt with people and fans when I go fight this guy. It's going to be people that really believe that this guy is going to beat me. I'm not on the level that I think I am and I say I am. So I made this fight for that reason. That was my competitive edge kind of kicked in when I wanted to make this fight.
Mainly, work on your pace, you know what I'm saying? You need a fast pace, and I don't think you can keep up with us with a fast pace. I think it'll break him down.
He like to work off his jab, so you handle that jab, you handle...
Keyshawn Davis is training closely alongside Shakur Stevenson throughout camp, sharpening his skills, increasing the pace of each session, and reinforcing a championship-level focus. As the intensity of preparation continues to rise, and both fighters push one another mentally and physically, creating a competitive environment designed to elevate performance, strengthen discipline, and ensure they are fully prepared for the demanding challenge that lies ahead on fight night.
Like me, been knowing Shakur for over 10 years now. The boxing world know that we brothers and we'll never fight each other. And just being around him in his camp, man, is nothing but positive energy and everybody wanting to be great. He's like my big brother, man. Like, he is my big brother, honestly. You know, he got all the wisdom in the world, especially when it comes to defense. So he's just making sure I stay sharp on my defense and not getting hit.
Hey, you speak Spanish? Yeah. And you speak English? What did you just say? What did you say?
You don't talk it, you different.
Trainer Wally Moses is methodically preparing Shakur Stevenson inside camp to silence every doubt surrounding him, carefully refining his skills, sharpening his mindset, and reinforcing unwavering discipline, all with the clear purpose of molding the strongest, most complete, and best possible version of Shakur, ensuring that every aspect of his game is polished, every weakness addressed, and every strength maximized as he readies himself to perform at the highest level when it matters most.
It's going pretty well so far. We had an excellent camp going so far, and I think that, you know, Shakur is going to be in the greatest shape of his life for this here fight. He gets better by the hour, so being that he gets better by the hour, soon he'll be invincible. So, you know, that's the way we're looking at it.
Teo is probably the biggest opponent I fought, but I don't feel like size win fights. I don't care who you is. If we get in a physical little wrestling match or anything in there, you're going to feel me just as much as I feel you. So
Shakur's always been on the top level. All these guys have been looking up. So, you know, it's about time that they really find out where their place is, you know. They weren't looking up for nothing.
Regis Prograis believes that Shakur Stevenson hold a clear mental and technical advantage over Teofimo Lopez, and while he openly acknowledges Teofimo's natural athleticism and explosive ability, he points to recurring struggles, particularly in mindset and consistency, noting that although Lopez has risen to the occasion in major fights like Lomachenko and Josh Taylor, he often appears uneasy over long stretches, mentally drifting when fights become difficult or don't go his way, and against. Shakur Prograis predicts an early phase that remains competitive for the first 2 or 3 rounds, where the action stays close and contested, but after that window, Stevenson's composure, calm intelligence, and ring awareness begin to take control, as Shakur's sharp counterpunching, precise timing, and ability to slip punches through small openings gradually wear opponents down, causing Teofimo to press harder and miss more frequently, building frustration with each failed attempt, and Prograis ultimately sees Stevenson breaking him down step by step, not through raw power, but through accuracy and precision, steadily separating himself and cruising to a comfortable 12-round decision victory built on control, patience, and superior boxing IQ.
Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, that definitely makes sense. Who do you think is going to win that fight?
I got Shakur for sure. Shakur.
Do you think he wins this comfortably, or do you think it'll be a close fight?
I think he wins it comfortably, yeah. I think he wins it comfortably. I think, Shakur, I think the thing is about Teo is very good athletically, but he's weak-minded. You can see in some fights he's struggling. Teo does struggle. Now he does come up from big fights. Lomachenko, he came up. Josh Taylor, he came up. But a lot of fights, man, he struggles in. He does struggle on a whole lot of fights and stuff. Like, I think he looked good. Yeah, he looked good against Barboza. But like I said, for the most part, Teo does struggle. And I think he struggles mentally with a lot of things. But I think with Shakur, I think Shakur's going to break him. I think maybe the first two or three rounds, it might be a close fight. It might be close. It might be 2-1 or something like that. But then after that, I feel like...
Michael Conlon describes the matchup between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson as one of the most compelling fights that could take place in boxing today, noting that on paper it represents an extraordinary clash featuring elite-level skill sets from 2 exceptionally talented fighters. And while fans are buzzing with excitement, Conlon points out that the bout could also spark divided opinions, since it might not deliver the non-stop, high-octane action some expect, and inside the ring. Stevenson operates like a true master of the sport, blending patience, intelligence, and pinpoint timing to control the pace, make calculated, strategic moves, and essentially play a sophisticated, high-level chess game with his opponent rather than relying solely on raw aggression, demonstrating that skill, anticipation, and ring IQ often dictate outcomes as much as power and volume.
Shakur is probably going to start stepping up, and Teo's going to try to hit him, and it's not going to work. And then Shakur might start. The thing about Shakur is a very good, a real good counterpuncher, really sharp, real sharp with the counterpunch. He sneaks those punches in, and that's the ones that hurt the most when he just sneaking them in when you're not supposed to hit him. So I definitely feel like, I feel like Shakur is going to beat him comfortably. Not a knockout, but comfortable 12 rounds for sure.
Have you sparred Lopez before?
I never sparred Teo, though. Never sparred Teo.
Teofimo Lopez, on the other hand, delivers flashes of sheer brilliance with athleticism, power, and technical skill that are undeniable. Yet he can also be unpredictable at times, introducing both opportunities and risks within the fight. And that very contrast is what makes the matchup so compelling and intriguing, as Conlon emphasizes that this bout is unlikely to devolve into a simple brawl, but rather will be a battle of strategy where tension, accuracy, and split-second decision-making take center stage, with every mistake carrying far more weight than raw strength, and the ability to adapt under pressure likely becoming the defining factor in determining the winner, making it a contest where brains meet brawn, and careful, calculated execution could ultimately outweigh sheer force inside the ring.
Stevenson, for me, I'm not just saying this, one of the best fights that could have been made in boxing. When Teo is on, unbelievable. Shakur, unbelievable. What happens?
Can I tell you my thoughts?
I hope so, yeah, go on.
I think it's going to be a bore fest.
It could be. An elite level chess match.
On paper, it's an unbelievable fight. But I think when you're in there with a boxing master like Shakur, and he's going to play the game of just playing chess and not making no silly moves, and Teo is so erratic at times, but very technical at times, and explosive. Will he, because he's smart, he is very smart, will he be making the mistakes or taking his...
Gary Antoine Russell provides an inside look at Shakur Stevenson's camp leading up to the Teofimo Lopez fight, describing the intensity, structure, and relentless pace of the workouts, and explains how one fighter stayed in the center, observing everyone cycling through while simultaneously pushing himself through multiple rounds without rest, as other fighters and gyms participated, some sparring, others watching. But Gary remained a constant, completing consecutive sets of 6 and 7. Rounds back-to-back, with the final rounds captured alongside Shakur coming at the very end of his session, when both fatigue and strength were tested most, and he emphasizes that even before the Olympics, Shakur was already building a powerful, muscular frame, blending elite technical skill with mature, grown-man strength, making the preparation for this fight exceptionally demanding, precise, and truly world-class in every aspect.
Okay, that's when one person stay in the middle and they just spot everybody that one person stay in while they keep... That's what that was. That's what I was doing. It wasn't just Shakur there. It was Shakur there. Richard Hitcherson's was there. He didn't want to spar. Who else was there? I want to say... What? Keyshawn brother was there. Keyshawn Davis' brother was there, but he was just there as a spectator. I was about to spar with Troy Isley. Right. Did some rounds with Troy.
You sparred all of them.
Not Keyshawn brother. That was another day. Okay. But they was all there. All of them was there. That whole little camp. And there was another gym that was there too. So it was like 2 gyms that came to give us some work. I stayed in the middle and I did my rounds. Boom. Did 6. Hopped out, did 6 more. No, did 7 more straight. 6, hopped out, did 7 straight. Boom. And the rounds that y'all seen with Shakur was the ass in my last round.
Oh, back end. The back end.
Yeah, that was the last round. That was the last round. I'm like, all right. And they was doing like 3, hop out, or 2 and hop out, 2 and hop. So it was fresh. It was fresh, and it was before the Olympics. Motherfuckers is getting that grown man strength and that beefy body now. Like, come on, bro. Like I said before, still stands. Skills pays the bills. So you can be strong and big. If I'm gonna outskill you, then I'm gonna outskill you.
Yeah, we just saw that with Canelo and Terrence, man.
Exactly.
Put on a crazy work.
Tim Bradley shares his perspective on just how difficult it is to beat Shakur Stevenson, explaining the key differences between Stevenson and other fighters like Teofimo Lopez, and he emphasizes that while Lopez is undeniably talented and possesses serious power, he lacks a clear, effective plan to take Stevenson down. Noting that Stevenson understands precisely how to approach Lopez by exploiting weaknesses and neutralizing strengths, and Bradley points out that Lopez hasn't knocked out many top-tier opponents, so relying solely on raw power won't succeed against someone as technically skilled and precise as Stevenson, while timing, according to Bradley, is everything, and Stevenson's impeccable timing allows him to control the pace, land counters effectively, and make even aggressive fighters appear ineffective, demonstrating that Stevenson is smart, disciplined, and highly adaptable, with the ability to read opponents, make adjustments mid-fight, and execute his strategy with calculated efficiency throughout the bout.
Somebody tell me, how the hell do you beat some damn Shakur Stevenson? I'll wait. How you beat Shakur Stevenson? Can somebody please, on the contrary, please tell me, how the hell do you beat Teofimo Lopez? How you beat Teofimo Lopez? Because there's a blueprint out to beat Teofimo Lopez. Ain't no blueprint out to beat no damn Shakur Stevenson. Lopez don't know how to beat Shakur Stevenson. Ain't no damn blueprint. But I tell you who got a blueprint on how to beat Lopez. That's Shakur Stevenson. He know how to beat Lopez. Yeah, Lopez don't know how to beat...
Lopez may attempt to apply constant pressure or rely on his speed and raw strength, but Stevenson stays composed, making precise, calculated moves while capitalizing on mistakes and forcing errors, and Bradley emphasizes that Stevenson's undefeated record is far from luck. It reflects mastery of technique, superior strategy, and unwavering mental focus, and in his view, There is simply no established blueprint for defeating Stevenson, meaning Lopez, like every other opponent before him, faces an immense, almost unprecedented challenge the moment he steps into the ring against a fighter of Stevenson's caliber, skill, and tactical intelligence.
Ain't nobody figured it out yet. Nobody. The man is undefeated. Talking about, oh, seeing some guys saying, oh, he gonna knock out Shakur Stevenson. Come on, stop it. Stop it. When the hell the last time that Lopez knocked anybody out? I mean, he hit Claggett. Well, Claggett, yeah. He hit Claggett with the kitchen sink. And Claggett ain't go no damn where. Shit, I mean, come on. When was the last time this man knocked somebody out? Come on. 135 when he was bigger than everybody? Yeah. That was it. Mm-hmm. So, y'all can miss me, man. Miss me with he gonna knock out Shakur. Miss me.
Oscar Valdez shares crucial insights on what it truly takes to beat Shakur Stevenson, emphasizing the importance of discipline, unwavering focus, and adhering strictly to a solid, well-thought-out game plan. And he explains that Stevenson ranks among the most difficult fighters to face because he never allows opponents to dictate the pace or lure him into mistakes, with Valdez highlighting that anyone stepping into the ring with Stevenson must resist the urge to become greedy or frustrated. Drawing on his own experience to illustrate how Stevenson's patience, precision, and calculated approach can frustrate even the most highly skilled and experienced opponents, making every attempt to gain an advantage a delicate, challenging task.
Getting greedy inside the ring with him, not losing focus, not letting him get into his game plan when it comes to invite you, because there's no option. There's either you fight his game or you fight no game. Because we see him with Dos Santos, he didn't try to put the pressure on him, and it was an extremely somewhat boring fight because neither or was trying to set the tone inside the ring. So if you're gonna set the tone with someone with Shakur, you better have a game plan because the guy he's gonna be patient. He's not gonna get off his game plan to fall into your trap. So if I'm Teofimo Lopez coach, I would tell him not to lose focus and not to...
Stevenson constantly adjusts, probing, touching, and countering, forcing opponents to overcommit and make costly mistakes, and Valdez emphasizes that anyone entering the ring must bring a clear strategy, maintain composure, and execute their plan without falling into Stevenson's carefully crafted rhythm, acknowledging that this is far easier said than done, as Stevenson blends patient observation with subtle, relentless pressure, making him exceptionally difficult to crack, and Valdez ultimately views a fight against Stevenson as evenly matched, giving it a 50-50 chance, while stressing that focus, discipline, and strict adherence to a game plan are the true keys for anyone hoping to challenge him. And when considering the full build-up, from early morning mitts to the final, exhausting rounds of sparring, both camps have left everything on the table, refining skill sets, dialing in strategies, and cultivating a mental hunger that makes this fight feel unavoidable, with Teofimo's speed, power, and confidence on full display as he looks to shift momentum with bursts of pressure and flashes of brilliance, while Stevenson remains the model of composure, tactical precision, patience, and surgical accuracy, backed by a camp laser-focused on shutting down doubt, exploiting every opening, and ensuring he executes his plan at the highest possible level inside the ring.
Whatever it is, stick to it and go for it. But someone like Shakur Stevenson, like I said, it's easier said than done with a fighter like that because it's not like he's too back from you. He's just right there in your face, and once you throw, he just rocks back a little bit and touches you. Then it becomes very frustrating. Then when you start loading up, then he does it again. He starts loading up at his shots, but just outboxing you. So. I would just say it's like I said, it's a tough one for me to pick who will come out victorious. That's why I go with the 50-50 fight.
What was like the most frustrating thing? You mentioned, Teo has to stay focused. He can't get frustrated. I remember watching your fight against Shakur there live. It seemed that you were getting a little bit frustrating. Like, what was the most frustrating thing you think happened in that, like, Teo, I guess, can expect?
Well, I mean, me and Teofimo are completely different fighters. Teofimo is more of a, He's more of a fighter. Like he's a ring generalship. Like, he's in there thinking. He's calm. He's having fun.
The experts' voices capture the tension perfectly, highlighting that this bout won't necessarily be a non-stop slugfest, but rather a high-level chess match where timing, discipline, and the ability to adapt will outweigh raw force. And that contrast, Lopez's explosive unpredictability versus Stevenson's clinical, calculated intelligence, is what makes this matchup so compelling, promising a tense early stretch, moments of dramatic intensity, and the subtle, precise adjustments that often decide. World-class fights, while on fight night, both men have undeniably earned their place on this stage, offering fans a thrilling test of styles and wills, and giving the fighters a chance to settle questions, make definitive statements, and showcase why strategy, heart, and skill are equally vital in boxing, making this one matchup that strategy-loving fans will not want to miss. And that wraps up today's video. Stay tuned. And until next time, keep following the action.